Hello and welcome to Tech Chat. My name is David McHenry. I am the Engineering and Technical Manager here at REGO-FIX USA. Today on Tech Chat, I want to talk about tool assembly just a little bit more. We covered some torque ratings and why we have those earlier, so let's revisit that and let's go over to the workbench. So in a previous video, we talked about the reason or the need to have different torque values based on a counterbore collet or a through-bore collet. But how are most nuts actually tightened onto the tool holder? Let's take a look at some different options and see which one fits you the best. So the most common, obviously, is the standard wrench. Put this over the top, pull it till you feel it's tight, and away you go. You don't have an exact measure of what it is, but the wrench handle is short enough that you're not going to be over torquing it unless you're really trying to. And some people actually get a very good feel for the proper nut torque when using these. But you are never 100% sure on where you're at. The next method of tightening is obviously the torque wrench. REGO-FIX offers 4 different sizes of torque wrench, from the micro up through the large. Torque wrenches are very easy to operate. Pull the handle back to unlock it, rotate to the appropriate value, lock it in, apply the correct head on the end of this, and tighten the tool until you feel the wrench click. When you're done, you should loosen that up, return it back to 0 to save the spring and save the calibration inside the torque wrench. The only problem with a torque wrench is it requires the operator to be 100% positive of the value that is on here. By that, I mean, let's go back to that example we had in the previous video. ER16 1/8 inch, ER16 1/4 inch, 15 foot-pounds nut torque, 46 foot-pounds of nut torque. In most shops that I have visited, and it's been quite a few, the wrenches are marked based on the ER series, ER16, ER20, ER32, and it's written with a marker on the outside of it. The wrench is adjusted to the maximum value, in this case 46, and it's hung on the wall with the appropriate head on the wrench. Problem is, when they get to the ER16 1/8 inch, they are applying 3 times the torque value to it, and they start having issues with collets being damaged, run out issues, or even damage to the tool holder or the nut itself. And it's really just because the high Q nut transfers that much more torque that what you do here is that much more important. So are there ways to make this even better, and are a way to make sure the operator does it correctly and an easier method? Well, there is, and it's called the Torco Block. Let's move over and take a look at that. Okay, here I have a standard Torco Block setup, bolted to the table. Torco Block comes with interchangeable inserts that you can order for different taper types. And I have the rings that go over the indicator. You can notice the indicator does not have a scale of its own. It's hydraulically driven based on the torque that I apply to my tool block. And the rings have a small hole that goes over top of the pin. Then I have my tool diameter on the outside of that. I simply take my indicator, point it to the correct size I'm using, take the tool. In this case, I'm going to drop in the ER16 1/8 inch tool. I know you can't see the top of that, but it is an ER16 1/8 inch. I put the wrench on and I tighten until I reach the indicator. Boom, I'm done with that one. I can then move on to my ER16 1/4 inch size, change my indicator, tighten this until I hit the indicator. Boom. And now both of those tools are 100% torqued to the correct value. It just takes the operator question and the need to have that reference torque chart available. It's all built into the Torco Block and the rings that are provided. The rings come in a different variety of sizes and shapes and values. We have torque in foot-pounds, we have torque in Newton meters, we have all the ER series from ER11 up through ER32 as far as in rings, all very easy. And on the back of the ER32, we even have the retention knob torque values Again, making life as simple as possible for the operator. If you have any questions on the Torco Block, the application for it, or the torque wrenches that were discussed earlier, please speak to your REGO-FIX representative or call REGO-FIX USA at any point in time. Again, my name is David McHenry. Thank you for joining us.